In the reverse position, sometimes I can read this as dissatisfaction, or I ask, what is it that's blocking your satisfaction? What is it that's blocking you from feeling full? And what is not allowing you to feel full and satisfied and just, feeling like you have been at the buffet or been at the bounty of life, or that, there's lots of things that are satisfying to you. What is blocking that right now? There's some sort of dissatisfaction perhaps at the beginning of October, Scorpio. And there may be some fear or doubt or resistance to going into something new. This is Ace of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards, and I call this card My Cup Runneth Over. You can see in the card it's about peace. That's this dove of peace. It's about joy. It's about creativity, passion. There's this lotus that's coming up through the murky waters, and it's coming up. The lotus is a Buddhist symbol of enlightenment. So it's like new love, new joy, new passion, new creativity, new thing of the heart, because cups represent the heart and emotion. So this is like your heart overflowing. The sense that I'm getting, too, when cards are in reverse, there's usually some sort of doubt, fear, or resistance. And 9 is a coming to a close number. 9 is like a wrapping up of the cycle. So the sense that I'm getting is there may have been something that was satisfying to you in the past. Something that has sort of, you've sort of like, not depleted, but enjoyed what there was to enjoy. And there may be some hesitancy to move on from this to this new thing that is going to make your cup runneth over. This is like the universe trying to hand you more that's going to fill your heart. In resistance, I'm seeing, and in reverse, I'm seeing there's resistance to moving on from this, which may have used to have been satisfying, or what was satisfying in the past, to this new Ace of Cups, joyful, passionate, heart-filling energy. So see what that is, Scorpio. See if there's any resistance, fear, doubt. Like, if I let go of this has always been satisfying to me. This is where I've always found satisfaction. Even though it's not satisfying now, I'm afraid to move on to this Ace of Cups. See if that's the case for you, because that's kind of what the cards are saying. So there may be some doubt, fear, resistance to allowing this old thing, 9 of Cups, what you might have thought was satisfying, what used to be satisfying, what is sort of not satisfying right now, and moving on to this new thing that the universe wants to give to you that will make your heart overflow. I'm seeing, too, that it might be in relation to this King of Swords character. King of Swords is someone who is usually very much in alignment with the truth. That's what the sword represents. Swords represent the mental element, the air element, which is knowledge, ideas, thoughts, wisdom, experience. So he is the master of that element, King of Swords. And I call it my King Solomon card, because it's a card of wisdom. That's what these oak leaves represent. And the sheaves of wheat, collection of experience. So often this is representative of an air sign, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But it could just be someone too who embodies the King of Swords archetype. So this could be like a boss, father, someone with a position of authority, maybe an older friend, spouse. But he's in the reverse position. So it's hard to access him, or there's some way in which he is looking away from this heart energy, this cups energy. He may be confronting you on your own personal power. This 2 of Wands is about spiritual journey. It's about feeling like you have the world in the palm of your hands. It's confidence, courage, boldness, recognizing that the world is your oyster. It's yours for the taking. I always think of this card as like climbing up in the Himalayas and mountain climbing and hitting a new peak. And I see that as it's a partnership card. So this is receiving help, receiving support, but also being committed to your goals, committed to your own boldness, courage, personal power. I'm seeing King of Swords is challenging that. Like I kind of see him in this reverse position saying, no, this is what I say is true. This is what I believe. That's another Swords card. My thoughts, my beliefs, my ideas, my expertise, my wisdom says no. But with Two of Wands here in the upright position, you know, after following these 3 reverse cards, I'm seeing you as going for it, Scorpio. I mean, this is your journey. This is your boldness, your confidence, your courageousness. Even though there may have been dissatisfaction or resistance to the new thing coming in, and even this guy saying, you know, it's not true. It's not recommended. It's not, he's not in a supportive role to that. I'm seeing you as maybe going off on your own with some other support, and pursuing that dream. So that's what Two of Wands says to me there. I also see too with this Ace of Wands and then Queen of Cups. This is very satisfying. I mean, this is love, compassion, someone who's intuitive, tender-hearted. Scorpio, it's a water sign, so this is you. This is you finding your own authority towards the end of the month. I mean, even though King of Swords, the guy who's usually on the side of truth, he may not. He's in reverse right now. He may not be on the side of truth right now. He may be seeing things from a different perspective, a different point of view. He may have a different truth. But this is you at the end of the month, Scorpio. This is Queen of Cups, whether you're male or female. Queen of Cups is, you know, she considers things from a compassionate, loving, heart-centered point of view. That's what this is. So by the end of the month, I see you as solving it. But it's really about pursuing your passion. Pursuing this Ace of Wands is new vigor. It's another ace. Even though you may be resisting this Ace of Hearts, this new love, new creativity, new heart energy, you have this fire energy which shows up mid-month that you are all about it. And this is sort of like a new spring, new enthusiasm, new vigor, new action, taking new action, going on a new step. So there's something where I'm going to say trust yourself, Scorpio, because whatever's going on here at the opening of the month, you've got this axis here where it puts you in a good place of trusting your own courage, knowing that the world is in the palm of your hand. You'll see both of these characters have pearls of wisdom. He's got one. She's wearing them in her crown, and her ears. She's got it on her dress. She's adorned with these pearls, and that's the pearls of the sea, the pearls of wisdom, beauty, experience, knowledge. That's what you get by going off and doing your thing, by confirming and proving to yourself, yes, the world is mine. I do have this courage. I do have this drive and this passion and this boldness. That's all fire stuff. That's what rods are about. And it puts you in a place of great understanding, compassion, care for others. But you're going to have to go through the middle of the month too. There's again more Cups energy here, and this is a Cups energy of illusion, temptation, maybe not seeing things exactly as they are. Sometimes I'll call this card rose-colored glasses, or I'll call it Las Vegas. It's sort of like glittering, all this shiny goblet energy, copper cups. But there's also all this Neptunian fog energy where it's kind of in a hazy mist, like what you see may not be what you get. So this card can be like, be careful of what you choose, be careful of your decisions. Sometimes it's called dissolution. So it's saying that you might want to do some research, you might want to check things out, check references, wait for that fog to clear, look things in the eye, make a decision based on reality instead of fantasy. That's a big word for this card, is it's a card of fantasy, infatuation. What's coming to you in the middle of the month, you've got Justice in the reverse position, and you have Death here. Now this doesn't mean literal death. Most of you will know that, but Death is usually a card of transformation. And you can see in these cards, both of them are carrying blades. One of them represents the truth. When we see the sword by itself, it represents the one idea, the one experience, the one thought, the one knowledge. So she's holding the sword of the truth, and weighing things out, weighing evidence, weighing one side versus the other, weighing one testimony versus the other. When Justice is in the reverse position, It may feel like something was unjust, or that the law is not on your side. Interestingly, if you look at it here, Scorpio, you've got your boldness, your personal power, you feeling like the world is your oyster, you've got the world in the palm of your hands, surrounded by these usually very diplomatic, very truth-serving cards, this one being a major arcana card. So it's saying to me that you may have to push through some difficulties where he's saying it's not recommended. In fact, it's not even legal, or it's not allowed. It's not, there's a verdict against it. It's unjust. But the sense I get is that even though the outer signs, the King of Swords in reverse and Justice, are saying, no, they're not seeing it from your point of view, there's a fire under you. And I'm getting the sense that it may mean cutting something off that is currently in existence. It might be this Nine of Cups stuff that's not satisfying anymore. This is like that rose has bloomed. You know, he's drank all the wine, he's eaten all the food, he's listened to all the music, he's had, this is sort of like feeling full with bed and table. And it's sort of like the party's over in some ways with this card. And that's like letting go. This rose has bloomed. So it's time to cut that and walk on and move on into new territory, new partnership with someone, receiving support and going on a journey that brings you more experience. This is your goal. This is your boldness, courageousness, personal power. So the sense I get is that you're going to need to acknowledge that end, really cut that cord, like finish that chapter, close that book, before you can get onto this new ace, this feeling invigorated, feeling like the new spring, feeling like, spring is blooming again. I'm motivated, I'm passionate, I'm taking action, I'm running out. This card, Ace of Wands, has the image of the person out in front of the parade, who either throws the baton or waves the baton and leads everyone. It also has the archetype of the runner who carries the baton, who is the active element in the race. So it's got that like now energy. I'm running, I'm going, I'm doing. It's fire. So what I'm going to say is let the old thing go that used to be satisfying, or whatever's not satisfying anymore. See if you can remove fears to receiving new love, new passion, new joy. Trust yourself and your boldness and your confidence, regardless of what may be normally very logical, philosophical, knowledgeable. Did I just say that? Knowledgeable? Yeah. Truth-loving people in authority positions. They just are seeing things from a different point of view as you right now. And you may have to let go of the thing from the past. Consider your options. Be realistic is what this card says. Don't make decisions according to fantasy. Look things in the eye. Research it. Check its references. Don't give in to infatuation, temptation, the glittering thing in front of you, the glittering choice. And then you're going to be ready to take action by the mid to late October, Scorpio. And this is Empress in reverse. One other thing I just saw that I wanted to mention too. Both of these are major arcana cards. So is this one. So there's something going on mid-month, which it feels like heavy-duty energy. It feels like having to acknowledge an injustice, a verdict, someone telling you, no, this is outside of the boundaries, this is outside of the law, this is outside of fairness, this is outside of truth. Whatever justice in the reverse position, it might be you having a hard time seeing the justice in the situation. That's going to be taken care of by you letting go. There's a great Buddhist quote that comes up that says, let go or be dragged. And that is very much the archetype of this card. Let go or be dragged. You can't have a rose bloom forever. And that, I get the sense that progression is going to be what takes you into the last part of October. Empress in reverse means that it's all here waiting for you. But you just have to believe it, you have to embrace it, you have to accept it. Empress is a card, talk about satisfaction. This card is a card of generative satisfaction. She is supremely satisfied. So in this card, everything grows. Empress is a card of fertility, of abundance, of prosperity. Everything blooms around her. She's pregnant in most cases. She's the fertile queen. So this means like having the money you want, having the luxury you want, having the time you want, being sexually satisfied, being just kind of like supreme. It's so Venus energy. It's like music, wine, grapes, jewels. It's all of that Venus energy. So what is it that is blocking you, is my question. Do you have any doubt, fear, or resistance that's preventing Empress from showing up in the upright position? There's some sort of, in this column, dissatisfaction. Feeling dissatisfied, feeling like things are unfair. Try to see things from a different point of view, Scorpio, and you might find that satisfaction and that fairness show up for you. There's a lot of cards here that are like pretty strong. This one's a really like fun. I feel full. I feel satiated. I feel kind of like just having eaten a big meal. Or for some people it will be, other things. But these cards are fairness, verdict, supreme satisfaction, supreme prosperity, abundance, fertility, growth. What is blocking that? What is the belief or fear or resistance? Is there something that you believe is unfair that's keeping you from feeling satisfied, Scorpio? Just a question worth thinking about. And then at the end of the month, I see the home, and I see 9 of Swords. So, and in the Rider-Waite, this depicts a woman at home with her head in her hands. She's up at night in bed worrying about things. 9 of Swords is a card of worry, anxiety, too many thoughts. Swords represent, as we talked about, the mental element, thoughts, experience, ideas, beliefs. This I call making mountains out of molehills, because the swords actually interact with the hands, just a few of them, but they're making it, instead of 2 or 3, they're making it into 9 swords. So it's overthinking, letting your mind run the show, anxiety, stress, over worrying. So when this card shows up, I say get out of your mind, like ground yourself, do something other than air energy. So get into fire energy, water energy, or earth energy. So do something that is active, like go exercise, go run, that'll get you out of your mind, or operate from the heart, be vulnerable, be open, connect with your emotions, that gets you out of your mind, or ground yourself, get into earth energy, go out in nature, do a grounding exercise or meditation. Those are all solutions for too much swords energy. And I'm seeing that this is happening at home. Maybe you're staying at home. Maybe there's something that's worrying you at home. Maybe there's something that you're stressed out about your home. Because in both of these cards, this is the castle showing up. And it's normally a very happy place. It feels very solid. And in the Rider-Waite, she's at home with her head in her hands, worrying about things. So you know what I'm going to say is get out of your house. Get out of the home. Because that's where things are worrying you. That's where the stress is. That's where you might be, because it's in alignment with this, you might be having too many worries about all these options that this guy is saying, don't do it this way. This is against experience, against knowledge, against my recommendation. I'd say go out. Go out of the home. That's how you're going to get out of your mind. And then you will end up at this Queen of Cups finality towards the end of the month. For some of you, you could even consider doing something like a queen for Halloween. That's here right at the last section of the month. Or someone that you identify with as having authority, being compassionate, intuitive, loving, and wise. She's in a wisdom place. That's what these pearls of knowledge are. So that's who you become by the end of the month, Scorpio. So don't over worry things. Don't jump into fantasy and make decisions based on infatuation, whatever glitters. Just try to trust yourself and let go of what's in the past. Welcome things in. You'll be ready.